Earlier this month, for the Kurdish people of northern Syria, life suddenly changed. Following the decision of President Donald Trump to withdraw US forces from predominantly Kurdish-controlled northeastern Syria, a new conflict in the war-torn country erupted. The Turkish military launched an offensive, which it says is to push back a Kurdish militia group, the People's Protection Units, or the YPG, that Turkey views as a terrorist organisation. President Trump was accused by some of abandoning a US ally as the Syrian Democratic Forces, or the SDF, a group dominated by the YPG, fought alongside the US against the Islamic State group in Syria. Well, as the conflict continues, the fate of the Kurdish citizens in border towns remains uncertain. Our reporter Sahang Huss spoke to a resident of one of those towns, Amuda. The radio host and songwriter known as Safqan shared his story and told us why he's speaking for Syria's Kurdish people through music.
The situation for civilians is very bad. The only question on everyone's mind is when will they attack? Has an agreement been reached or not? Where have they reached? Is the city part of it? People are glued to their TV screens to know the news. It wasn't like this before. Before that, it was the Syrian regime, of course, and the situation was very bad for the people of the region then. In the last few years, however, the situation got better in terms of rights and freedoms under the autonomous government of Rojava. Regrettably, all these things are now under threat. People are in grave danger. Our cities are very close to the borders with Turkey. That's why people have been overcome by fear of what might happen.
ريزو سلاف قلو قلاش بوغ هدارو تماشوانين آرتا اف ام برنامج صفقان وميفان بين شمال وفاقريا.
Safqan, I know that you run a local radio station called Arta FM and you also have your own show. Can you tell me what role does the station play in your community?
When the Rojava government was established, it paved the way for radio stations as life slowly blossomed. All religions are represented: Muslims, Christians, Yazidis, or even those without faith. It's the voice of all the region's peoples: Syriacs, Armenians, Arabs, and Kurds. 4 languages for our programming. It's been 5 years we've been running this station, following and promoting love, acceptance, coexistence, and the development of our region.
امان حال پیشیا سازی الکتریکینی یا گروج حالات باجاری قامشلوت که ایرو روجا پینجایز.
People look to Arta FM for a reliable and trustworthy source for news. We promote safety and stability so that people's main concerns weren't solely focused on militarism, explosions and bombings. We were able to shift the focus to important things like coexistence, cooperation, mutual acceptance, and reinforced community support.
So you write your own music. What are your songs about and why do you choose to sing about those subjects?
I make my own music. In the past, I wrote songs on the Kurds' survival. There was always resistance. I made songs about the Kurdish language when the regime was still here. When the West Kurdistan revolution started, I sang for the uprising. I sang about love too, because without love, life cannot continue. I sang for people remaining in their land, not wanting to leave. at a time when everyone else was trying to sell their properties and flee the country. There are always threats and difficulties in rebuilding our country. As I stay here, I see that on a daily basis, but I can be a source of inspiration and hope for them, to live their pain and to understand them better. I was able to stay close to their life and sing about things that were important to them. Hopefully soon I will no longer sing about war and pain, and these will end. I hope I can soon sing about rebuilding again. I don't want to sing about blood and guns, but about holding a musical instrument, or a pen, or upholding humanity.
Tell me about one of your songs and the lyrics behind it. For example, Hevi Giana, which I particularly like.
بمن گران گودوری تهرم بمن گران دیس الخواب گرم بمن گران
I made songs on my hopes for a better life and future. When people see you're close to them and sing for their losses as well as victories, they take a liking into you. I've made songs on the victories of the SDF, as they were helped by the international coalition. I sang about the victories over ISIS. I sang about our fighters, about love and life here.
Finally, what are your hopes for your people and your town?
I'm hoping my people will overcome these dark and difficult times without having to lose and sacrifice a lot. We've had enough. We've bled enough. We lost too much. Slowly, piece by piece, my spirit is sucked dry. I've seen enough of these images. I remain hopeful that the Kurds will prevail soon. So I hope the world won't turn its back on us. It is not our fault that we speak a different tongue. We want to live freely, be able to speak our language, and for our children to be able to play safely, rather than live in fear. We've had enough of this. I really hope the world can hear us and we get our rights back.
Safqan Orkish speaking to our reporter Sahang Hass.